Hello, welcome back. This is Annabeth with Crash Course World History. Today we're going to talk about the Renaissance, or more importantly, the Ninja Turtles.
Annabeth, isn't the Renaissance called the Dark Ages?
Oh, me from the past, you're such a spaz. The Renaissance was the rebirth from the Dark Ages. As you may already know, the word Renaissance literally means rebirth, and in this case, it's the rebirth from the Dark Ages. The Renaissance happened somewhere between the 15th and 16th century in Italy. Oh, and what's the Dark Ages? Well, I'm so glad you asked. The Dark Ages was a time when the Crusades happened, when Christians found out about advanced Islamic civilizations. This basically caused much knowledge to become known to people and united many countries by the end of the Dark Ages. After this, the Renaissance led to many famous sculptures and paintings being made.
Annabeth, aren't the Ninja Turtles some of those famous artists from the Renaissance?
Oh, me from the past, the Ninja Turtles are only named after some of the most famous artists from the Renaissance. And this includes Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael. Art had a huge effect on the Renaissance because once Catholic churches saw how much art was changing and evolving, it caused people such as Michelangelo to paint the Sistine Chapel. And when, Abby?
1508 to 1512.
Thanks, Abby. And would you look at that? It's time for the open letter.
Today, in the secret compartment, there is a mini Bible. During the Renaissance, the printing press was created by Gutenberg in 1438. This was huge. The printing press created an easier way to print books such as the Bible in different vernacular languages. For those of you who don't know what a vernacular language is, it's basically a language spoken in the area. The printing press impacted the middle class, causing reading to become more of an entertainment and more casual. Okay, best wishes, Alyssa. Now back to Annabeth.
Oh, I'm too tired. Abby, can you come take over for me?
Yes. Okay, now where were we?
Talking about the Renaissance.
Okay then, during the Renaissance, the government was trying to reduce how much religion and politics affected the society. During this time period, people became very wealthy. The Medici family became very wealthy and affected cultural and political events in 1434.
Okay, now back to Alyssa. In 1517, Martin Luther began the Protestant Reformation. For those of you who don't know, which you should, the Protestant Reformation was basically where the Catholic Church was selling indulgences. Martin Luther wrote the 95 Theses because he didn't agree with this logic. After that, King Henry VIII created the Church of England. This spread Protestantism throughout Europe. This obviously occurred during the Renaissance, which caused people to change their views on Catholicism. Okay, now back to Abby.
Okay, so here's more on the Protestant Reformation. It all started when Martin Luther got struck by lightning, and he didn't want to die, so he made a promise to God saying that if he let him live, he would become a monk and he would devote his life to God, which he did. So whenever he was in the Catholic Church, he realized that they believed in selling indulgences, which is where you pay for your salvation and it gets rid of your sins and gets you into heaven. And he did not agree with this. With not agreeing, he wrote the 95 Theses and he posted it on the door of the Catholic Church. With it being there, everyone could see it. With everyone seeing this, they got frustrated and it started the Protestant Reformation. Okay, now for some fun facts. In Italy, during the Renaissance, music became very popular just like the other art forms. During this time period, the violin was created and music has been changed since then. One of the Ninja Turtles that I mentioned earlier, known as Leonardo da Vinci, was very famous for two paintings called the Mona Lisa and the Last Supper. Okay, now back to Annabeth.
Okay, so another fun fact about the Renaissance, though this literally has nothing to do with any of the other content in our video. So when men and women got married during the Renaissance, the man was usually 30 or older because before then they were considered too young or not ready for marriage or whatever. But then the women had to be 16 or 17. So, fun fact. Okay, so the next fun fact about the Renaissance. So during the Renaissance time in Florence, 12% of all women were nuns. And that just kind of shows how heavy the influence of the Catholic Church was. And that's 1 out of every 8 women. So if you ran into 8 women, one of them would be a nun. Another person that you should all know and love was produced during the Renaissance. His name rhymes with Lakespeare, and he wrote something very famous that rhymes with Romeo and Juliet. You know who it is yet? Yup, it's Sir William himself. That is William Shakespeare, whose work was very reflective of this time period. Okay, that is it for today's crash course. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you to all of our sources.
Now for some bloopers.
Hello, this is Annabeth with Crash Curl.
1508 to 1512.
Mug.
Why not? It's me. I'm not you. It's me.
Yeah, but we're all playing John Green.
We're all playing John Green. Thought we were playing our own person.
Well, it's a crash. We're making a crash course.
I'm my own person.